Hello.
You're sitting so far forward. That's all. Okay.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. No, sit back. No, not. Oh, forget it. You're gonna kick the tripod. Okay, is that good?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't alone. Dad just wasn't here yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wasn't here.
He just
yet.
wasn't
I
here
was
yet.
in the room. Heidi ho, Scotty.
How you feeling, Scotty? Mm-hmm. We have till Friday though. You know,
Hi. Yes.
so that's good.
Yes.
Talking business while we wait for everybody.
We are
Talking
selling the
talking
melon.
work. Talking
Selling
work.
melons.
Good, that's good, Scotty. I'm so glad.
That's good, brother. Glad to hear you're doing well.
That was
Or
Brooke.
better, anyhow. Better is better.
Better is
Better is good.
better than not.
Better is better than not better.
Exactly. Wise
I'm
words.
just messing with you. I'm glad you're feeling good.
We've
man.
been up since so early. Please be patient with us. I was up at 3 because I couldn't sleep.
Yep.
But
I think you got me up.
we had a road trip today, and we left at 5:30
Yep.
to get there.
Yep.
And now we're here.
Now we're here.
So,
Another.
if I'm not vibrant, that's why. Or if I'm unusually weird, that is also why. I said unusually weird.
Oh, okay.
Apart from normal weird,
I'm just messing.
unusually weird. I can't nap. I'm not a napper.
Who said that?
Scotty said I need a nap.
Oh yeah.
I
she's
wish
not
I
a
could
napper.
nap.
Yeah.
I have to be pretty exhausted to nap.
Yeah.
This one, he'll sleep anywhere. He'll nap anywhere.
Yep. This time last night, I was asleep
He
on
was
the couch.
asleep at this time last night.
But I was up the last 2 or 3 nights with kids and dog. Not dogs. Dog.
Just dog.
Dog. Charger.
Charger was.
Yeah,
If Charger
Charger
doesn't get
was,
his
yeah.
nighttime exercise,
Hey Karen.
we know it. He's a puppy.
Yeah.
Hey Karen.
Well, he's not a puppy anymore.
He's still
If you
technically
don't,
a puppy.
he is. But if you don't let him out, he'll wake me up. Not anybody else. Well, sometimes you,
No, he'll wake me.
but normally me. So the last couple nights, I had to get on people yesterday about let the dog out. Let him outside. And they're like, it's so warm. I said, I don't care. I don't want to be up all night. He has water and shade. He's good.
He does.
He's a Texas dog.
All right, you guys want to play a game? I'll try and get my energy level up.
Are we bouncing?
We'll bounce on the couch a little bit. Oh no!
Oh no.
For
No.
what?
Okay. No. Okay. It's okay if you don't want to talk about it, but
Yeah, at least
you
text
need to
me though.
text us and let us know what's going on.
All right. Here we go. Hi, Lynn.
Hello.
Okay, we are going to play a game called Two Truths and a Lie. And this means that I get to do the one thing I say I don't do, lie. But am I really lying if you know that I'm not telling the truth about something? I don't think that I am. So, you haven't heard these yet. I've put these together. You can't react. You can't give in any hints as to what might be the lie.
I'm gonna put my poker face on.
All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start with early childhood. We have 10 categories. Early childhood, 2 of these are truth. 1 of them is a lie. Here we go. Brian is a middle child with an older and younger brother. Brian is a middle child with an older and younger brother. Danielle was an only child born to a mom who was 17. Danielle lived in 3 different states by the time she was 5. Which one is the lie? No. Shh.
I know.
Shh, 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 shh. Which one is the lie? Number 1, 2, or 3?
The funny thing is you think I would actually.
I know you wouldn't tell.
I know. She knows.
Number 2 is the lie. I'm an only child born to a mom who was 17. Karen says number 3 is the lie. Okay, we have 1 for 2 and 1 for 3. Lynn says I am not an only child or was not born to a mom who was 17. Anybody else? All right. Do you want to tell them which one's the lie?
Yep. Number 3.
Number 3
Did
is the lie.
not live in 3 states. Danielle lived in Pennsylvania until she was.
Till I met you.
Well, yeah, but we didn't leave there
No,
until.
but I meant until we left
see.
Pennsylvania. I always
Yeah,
lived in
I
Pennsylvania.
mean, you were 30 something.
I was not 30 something.
Yes, you were.
Oh, maybe I was.
Lying.
31. I was 31. But Brian is the middle child. He has an older and younger brother. Actually, they're all spaced 2 years apart.
Yep.
And I was an only child. My mom was 17 when she had me. So, those are the truth and the lie. Teenage years. Ready? I'm just laughing at these 3. They're
I
good.
thought you were laughing at me drinking.
No. Brian's
I
family
just
went to
coffee.
Las Vegas on vacation when he was a young teen, but left him at the arcade to play games. Brian started growing his beard as a late teen. Danielle was legally emancipated from her family when she was 16 years old, making her a legal adult. Which one is the lie?
I hear the dog outside.
I do too.
That's good
Thinking that.
news for sleep
Lynn
tonight.
says number 3 is the lie. Okay. Hey, it's me. You gotta guess which one is a lie. Do you
What's
see the
going
comments above?
on? That's okay. At least you're here.
Okay, Karen also agrees that number 3 is a lie. And Scotty thinks that number 1 is the lie. Any other takers before we reveal the truth? As crazy as all those sound, Brian did not start growing a beard in his teen years. He was in his 40s.
And, I was a clean shaven.
You were in your 40s when you
Goatee.
started growing your beard.
Yep.
But Brian's family did absolutely leave him at an arcade in
when
Las
I was
Vegas.
a young teen.
Were you younger than a teen? I think you were a
Okay.
young teen.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I was a young.
Your younger brother was young.
Yep.
And I actually was emancipated from my family at 16.
Yep. She was.
I had a job and I was supporting myself and
Yeah.
was allowed by the courts to be considered an adult.
Yeah. I guess your mom figured she had you at 17. You were good to go. 16.
All right.
But that's a story for another.
We don't need to go there. All right, let's talk about school time. Here we go. Danielle played clarinet in the marching band. Danielle studied French for 3 years in high school. Brian graduated high school with honors. Which one is the lie? You studying French for 3 years?
You're like, okay.
Okay. Number 1, playing clarinet in the marching band. Okay. Number 1. Those aren't our dogs barking, by the way.
No. But those dogs are moving out.
Yes, they are. All right, number one. Everyone seems to think it's number one. And tell them.
I barely graduated high school.
That's true. He
I
barely
did
graduated high school. I
not
think
like
you.
school.
I think phys ed almost failed you.
Phys ed almost failed me because I didn't like my phys ed teacher. He was my neighbor around the corner, and we didn't get along. And he actually told me he was going to fail me, so I couldn't get my diploma.
But then he thought about spending another year with you and said, yeah, I don't want to do that.
No, I guess my dad probably. My dad had come up and fought for me even though I was wrong probably 100% of the time. Maybe not 100%. But anyways, I graduated and they gave me my diploma probably just to get me out of there because I was not a nice guy to the teachers. It wasn't
But
their
I
fault.
absolutely played clarinet in the marching band and studied French.
Yeah, she did.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
How dare they?
And can't speak a word of French.
I can too speak a little bit of French. Nothing that would matter.
That, like, right?
Actually,
Oh.
she has been able to translate like some French, like if someone like writes a comic or chats in French.
If I see it, I can tell you what it says.
With 3 years in our school system, that, I mean,
I should have a PhD.
not
In
downing our
French.
school system or anything, but 3 years, solid years of French, should be able to speak French
Are
fluently.
you ready to talk about jobs that we've had?
Oh yeah,
All right,
yeah, let's do it.
here we go.
I'm just not looking at the camera while you're reading.
Okay.
Just hide your eyes.
Brian's first job was Burger King. Brian started working in the automotive field in his mid-20s. Or Danielle worked for an orthopedic surgeon who performed surgery on Brian. French fries. You're funny. The audio is
Me
a
too.
little low, Brooke.
Hello.
Did you do it again?
Uh-oh.
No, I definitely turned it
Brookie
off.
might be connected.
Also, I still have audio from my computer on here, so that's,
Who, how's the sound over there, Brooke? Good?
I don't know, I haven't muted, hang on.
Number one is a lie. Brian did not have his first job at Burger King. Number three is a lie.
3 is a lie for sure.
He's sure. Number one.
It's pretty loud on my end.
They're on.
Okay.
They're on to you.
I think the last
They're
one.
all, they're all over you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. All right.
Anybody else? Well, I'm sorry to say that you're not on the Danielle.
You guys haven't gotten very many tonight.
No. So, I started in the automotive field in my teens, actually.
did.
I was like 18, working at my first car dealer.
Yeah.
Worked for Chevy
You
dealer.
work
when I
for
was-
Sears too.
I worked for Sears when I was going to trade school after getting my automotive degree. And then I went right to Chevy dealer.
Yeah.
I was still 18.
And let's see, your first job was at Burger King. You've often
My
talked
first
about how
job.
disgusting that was.
Ugh.
And you used to eat
For
all
like-
that food.
For like, oh
And you
man,
thought
it
it was
wasn't long.
disgusting.
It was 2 weeks I was there and I just couldn't do it anymore.
No.
And then I went to work for a gas station, pumping gas. That's when they
You
used to pump your gas.
Yeah,
Pump gas, check your oil, do your windshield.
that's funny.
Yeah,
But I did work for an orthopedic surgeon. That's where I worked when we met.
yeah.
And
And he did do surgery
And
on
he
me.
did do surgery on
Yeah.
Brian. It was after I left. So when I had Brooke, I worked till the day I had Brooke. And then
Somebody had a
I
great
took maternity
idea.
leave. And then we decided I wasn't going to go back to work. But we thought, oh, it'll be really brilliant of us to have Brian get his ankle surgery that he needed
Yeah,
right after I have the baby because I can take care of both of them.
right.
That was a horrible idea. That
I
was such a
couldn't-
bad idea.
I couldn't
First of all, it was
walk.
our first baby, so I was like a mess.
Yeah,
And it was a mess. And we lived in a second floor apartment
that I had
that
to
he
use crutches.
couldn't get up and down from.
Right. So she was
He
basically.
couldn't hold the baby. he couldn't.
Well,
I mean,
I could
sitting,
if I
you
was
could
sitting,
hold the baby,
right.
but she didn't want to sit.
It was a nightmare.
It was such a bad idea.
So I'm on crutches
was me.
and I was
And
on.
number 3 was the lie, right?
Yes,
no,
number 3 is
no,
the lie. Number two is
two.
lie.
I started
2 was
working in
lie.
the automotive field when I was
Yeah.
in my teens, not 20s.
Yeah. So yes, I did work for one of the best orthopedic surgeons in
Yeah.
that area.
He was great. He
He
did
did
all
a
the.
fabulous job.
He did all the. Didn't he do all the sports teams? Or was
He
that?
did our local hockey team,
Yeah.
and also we had a ballet in the city that we lived in,
Yep.
and he did all the ballerinas.
Yeah. And that surgery is still holding up today. That guy.
Yeah, he did amazing.
He killed it. He.
Yeah.
I've not had one.
It's
problem.
amazing that we're still
with the
married
surgery.
after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a rough time. Really rough.
Good times.
Yeah. And I think we wanted to be.
Good times. Good times. I think there may have been a time during that I threw Brian's clothes out the house. But then I felt bad. In all fairness, then I felt bad.
Just out of the house, or.
Then I felt bad and went and picked them all out before he noticed. Right? Yes, I did.
Right.
I did do that.
Yeah, that's when I eventually went back to work after a couple weeks off.
Ooh, it was nice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I had to get out of there. I'm like, oh, I think I'm going back to work early.
Yeah, it was better that way. All right.
So, anyway.
Moving on.
Family tradition.
Okay, here we go. Family traditions. Come on, guys. You can get this one. You ready?
Come on.
I believe in you.
Chop, chop.
We hold an annual competition to see who can make the weirdest sandwich, and someone always eats it. We eat dinner together most every night of the week, or we don't cook on Saturdays so everyone can relax. Which one is the lie?
Which one's the one?
Where's Palmetto Paratrooper and M and Patrick?
Well, Patrick's not always here.
No.
They might
One
be
is a
lurking.
lie.
M usually comes, but she comes late
Sometimes.
normally.
One is a lie, Lynn says. Okay. One is a lie, Karen says. You guys don't think we make weird sandwiches?
Really?
3 is a lie from Scotty. Adam also agrees that the third one is a lie. All right. We do not make the weirdest sandwich, but I think that sounds really fun.
It does, actually. We may start that.
I think we might.
Well,
I know
number
some
one
kids
is
that
the
would
lie,
really
yeah.
think that was fun. So good
And
job,
they would
Lynn
eat
and
it.
Karen. They would
Yes.
totally eat the weirdest
They
sandwich
would
if we
eat,
made it. That's
yeah.
why I thought that might be fun.
Yeah, but we.
We do eat dinner together most every night,
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every night.
and we do not cook on Saturdays. I need a
Nope.
day off. So,
Yep.
but I do on Friday make a meal
Yeah.
ahead of time, and
We
it
warm
goes
stuff
in the
up.
crock pot.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
we-
eat when we're hungry.
Yeah, we warm stuff up.
Yeah.
It's all prepared.
It's
we
very
just,
relaxed. on
sometimes it's in a
Saturdays.
crock pot. Sometimes we need to throw something in the oven, but
Yep.
we don't prepare it or cook it.
All right, holidays.
There's a problem with the next one.
There is?
Because there's 2 lies in there.
There is?
Yeah.
You're not reading it right. Give me a minute. You're not reading it correctly.
Oh, okay.
All right, you
It
good?
took, it took me a second.
Okay, here we go. She was misreading it. Here we go. Holidays and celebrations. The Jones family doesn't celebrate birthdays. On Pie Day, which is March 14th, in case you didn't know, we let the kids eat pie for breakfast, but only if they can recite the first 5 digits of pie. All of the older children and adults in the house celebrate Passover each year, and we stay up together all night. Which one is the lie?
Is that the dogs?
That's not our dogs.
They're howling.
Yeah.
They're howling.
They like to howl.
Yes.
They'll be gone soon.
Very soon. They will be gone. And we'll be.
2 is the lie, the Pi Day lie, okay?
The pie
Adam
day
says
lie.
3 is the lie. Okay. Nobody else wants to guess. 2, Pi Day. All right.
Well, you're getting better.
Yes, Lynn and Scotty got that one.
Yep. Number 2 is the big fat.
That sounds fun though too.
That does.
Yeah,
maybe
so we do not celebrate birthdays. It's not that
Nope.
we don't acknowledge
Yeah.
that there's a birthday. We just
Right.
don't like the selfishness of it. So we stopped doing that not that
Yeah.
long ago.
We changed up a couple things over the years, and then we decided, we're just not going to celebrate.
We still honor that it's a day that our
Yep.
children were given to us.
Absolutely.
And then, yes, our family does celebrate Passover,
Yep.
and part of a tradition for us is that everyone who's old enough to stays up all night, and it's
Yep.
become a lot of fun. We play games, we have a good time together.
Yeah, we do.
We pull an all-nighter as a family.
All nighter.
It's a good time.
Yep.
Especially when we get really delirious.
Like this.
That's funny.
That's my all-nighter.
So,
Nah, we stay up.
7 is things we are afraid of. Okay, you ready? See what they think. Brian has been very afraid of heights, but it has gotten better over the years. We aren't afraid to speak in public and have done so many times as a couple. Danielle is afraid that she'll forget where she parked when she goes to the store. Which one's the lie? Scotty said something about passing out. Oh, just to see who passes out first. It would be Brian who would pass out first.
Yeah. But I got the pass because I'm the oldest.
All right, Lynn says 3, Adam says 3, Scotty says 3. Are you guys all in cahoots with the answer here? You guys think that if you all answer the same one, it'll work? You're falling asleep.
No. Falling asleep.
All right, they all said number 3 is a lie. You guys don't think I'd be afraid of where I parked? I'm not. I don't even think about it, actually. I don't really go to the store by myself, so I wouldn't
no.
really park.
Because now when I start forgetting where we park,
then I might start worrying.
Yeah.
But Brian has been very afraid of heights. I remember,
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember back Hurricane Ike, right? Hurricane Ike.
Yeah.
We were in Pennsylvania still, but we had some friends who were going down to help with Hurricane Ike.
Yeah.
And it just happened to work out that we didn't have any work for like a week. We
Yeah.
had all of our work done. And Brian was like, I'm going to go down with these guys and help out with Hurricane Ike. And he gets down there and he's helping. Were you setting up for like the first responders? Like, were you feeding them or something?
No, well, we were setting up tents and stuff, and we were putting lights up in the tent. And they were like, here, go put these lights up. I'm like, okay. So I climb up the ladder. I go to put the lights up, and I'm like, whoa, what is going on? Like, I started getting all, like, weird.
Yeah, you're
And I'm like, what is going on? And here, it was like, I was afraid to get up on the ladder.
No, it's gotten
It
better
was-
since
it
you've been
was
doing
so-
house stuff.
Yeah, it was really strange. I faced that fear many times since then and have pretty much
Yeah,
overcome
you've
it.
gotten really
I'm
good
not
at it.
really scared of heights anymore. So it just proves like that if you do have a fear and you continue to face that fear, you kind of overcome that fear.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've been up here on the roof many times.
And in our addition, our roof is
I've-
way up there.
Yeah, I mean, me and the boys built a tree house over here. That's like way up in the
Oh,
tree.
it is.
Now, I was a little worried because I had my extension ladder fully extended on
Yeah,
that,
I remember
and
that.
I was almost on the top step. What big's my extension ladder? 15 feet?
I don't know. Their
And
tree
I
house
was
is
up
up there.
another, because I was trying to get pieces up on the top of it. We didn't really think about it when we built it.
That is way
But
up
we
there.
built the platform like 10 feet off the ground.
That's gonna be in the cow field
So
soon.
yeah,
When we extend the
it's
cow
up there
field.
and it's cool, man. That thing's still hanging in there. 5 years.
I am afraid of heights. At 15, fell 3 stories and came close to landing on me.
Ooh. Yeah, I think I'd be scared.
Landed
of
on
heights, too.
cement. Wow, no broken bones. That's amazing.
Ooh,
That's
3
amazing.
stories?
Yeah.
That's 30 feet.
And
Right,
we aren't afraid
30
to
feet,
speak in
about 30
public because we've done so many times as a couple.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wouldn't want to speak alone, but Brian and I in Pennsylvania, when Brian had his IT company, we used to do.
Sorry.
That
We
was
used to
Brooke.
do networking meetings together,
Yeah.
and we spoke there so many times together.
Yeah.
And then when we were on the road working with the homeless, churches would find out what we were doing and would ask us to speak about
Yeah.
our testimony because they had
Right.
heard about my childhood and Brian's life and what we had overcome, and we would go share that at churches, which was
Yeah.
really amazing.
It was pretty cool.
It was very
actually.
cool.
Yeah,
So we've talked all over the country,
Yeah.
and you did a eulogy for someone.
Somebody
in front of
asked
a lot
me
of
to do a
people.
funeral. I'm like,
Yeah, you did a funeral.
I'm like,
One of the homeless people that we
Sure.
had helped
Yeah, I was honored.
called us
Somebody
back
asked
when
me-
their spouse died
Yeah,
and asked us to.
do the
to
eulogy.
do
Actually,
the whole
it was
funeral.
the family
Yeah.
that called me back
Yeah.
to do the eulogy
Yeah.
for their mom.
Scotty blessed you.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, well, the deal was with the churches is that we always wanted to go in and speak about how to serve the homeless, and then we were asked to do our testimony. were
We
like,
never wanted to
"What?
give our testimony. It's a
Yeah.
little raw. It's
Yeah,
and a lot of it is like you have to. How can I put it? To tell our testimony and to truly understand where we've come from, you have to use broad terms to keep it family friendly.
yes, yeah, because it was pretty bad.
It's not a good
Yeah.
past.
Mine
so.
and hers. Yeah.
So
Anyways, overcome.
you
Yeah.
overcome them by the
Yeah.
blood of the Lamb
That's
and the
right.
power of the testimony.
Power of the testimony, and when we read that verse, we knew when we were asked to share our testimony that we needed to do it.
And the more that we did it, the more I think we overcame our
Yeah.
own struggles and our own
Yeah.
life. Okay, bad habits.
Ooh.
You have none. It says that Brian has none. See that? No, that's what it says.
Yeah. I hope so. I'm like, where?
You
She's
believe me.
lying again. What is
I'm
this
allowed to
lying?
lie during this game.
Oh, I see.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Danielle struggles to smile at people, leaving them to wonder if she dislikes them. Brian talks to himself when no one is around. Brian used to be a heavy smoker, but quit when Brooke was a baby. Which one's the lie? Palmetto Paratrooper is here and he's late.
Hey, what's going on?
We had a whole talk about Passover.
Yeah,
You
we
weren't
did.
here.
You would have got that one too.
I think he might have.
Yep.
Okay, Adam says the second one is a lie, that you do not talk to yourself when you're alone.
Okay.
Okay.
Nobody? Yep. They all quit. They're like, we're gonna get it wrong anyhow. I think they all got the last one right.
Number
there.
3, Brian used to be a heavy smoker. Number 2. Yeah, they all got the last one.
Yeah. They all did good on the last one.
All right. Number 2 is the lie. I don't think I've ever heard you talk to yourself, ever.
No, I don't think so.
Whereas Brooke and I talk to ourselves a lot. And sometimes we don't even realize that we're talking to ourselves until someone says something to us.
I'll ask her who are you talking to?
I'll be talking to myself. So I think I'm just saying it in my head, but sometimes it's out loud. Is that what happens for you, Brooke?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm only saying in my head, but then people hear me, and I realize I've said it out loud.
You do struggle to
I
smile
do
at
struggle
people.
to smile.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why. I mean, I think I understand why,
yeah.
but, you know, hey,
Hello.
but I don't like it about myself. When back in the day when we had business consulting when we had our computer company, and I don't remember the exact words that he said. Do you remember what he said to me, the guy that we were working with, Ken? About me smiling.
I remember him saying something very profound.
About me having a smile that lights up a room, but that I
Yeah.
needed to do it.
Right.
That I needed to smile. And
Yeah.
I just don't smile a lot. And people have said to me after they've gotten to know me, like, I thought you didn't like me because you just never smiled. And I don't mean to do that to people. I really don't. It's not my intention. So, and you were a heavy smoker
Yeah.
and quit after Brooke was born.
Yeah, for years I was a heavy smoker.
All right, let's see. Number 9, bucket list items. Here we go. Danielle hopes to have a family compound for the kids and grandkids to go on vacation together. Brian wishes to turn his used car business over to his sons. We both hope to retire with a house on the lake near where we live. Do you talk to yourself when taking measurements? Scotty said.
Maybe. I might. Yeah, I don't know.
Smile too much and you look like a politician. Honestly, I'm going to tell you a secret here.
That's good.
When I was a kid, my front teeth were knocked out because I was being bullied and whatever. And my teeth never really got fixed the way that I wish that they had gotten fixed.
Yeah.
And so since I was a kid, I just am very conscious of smiling. That's why I don't smile. It has nothing to do with anybody else.
Lynn says 3.
Okay. Palmetto Paratrooper says retirement isn't real. That's the lie. 3 is a lie. Don't be sorry. Don't. It's, everything is cool. It's part of what makes me me.
Everything's good.
Everything's good. Maybe I'm not supposed to smile at people.
Maybe.
Who knows? I just don't. The Father planned it that way. 3rd one.
And my beard and mustache now hide my smile.
Yeah, you don't see. So both of us don't smile. Imagine us in public. We're scary.
Yeah.
All right. Scotty says 1, that I don't wish to have a compound. Karen says I don't wish to have a compound. And Lynn and Adam and Palmetto Paratrooper think it's 3. So, interestingly enough, Bailey was with me when I was writing these out. And she said, Mom, even though I know that you want to have a family compound for us all to go on vacation together, it sounds scary. The way that you worded it. It sounds like we're going to be trapped on this compound. But I really just want a little compound.
Everybody wants a compound. I don't know if everybody wants a compound, but
us kind
people
of
people like us want a compound.
Who love their families want a compound.
I don't know. I don't know if the city folk they probably don't even know what a
they're
compound.
They're probably like, get me as far away from my children as possible.
They're like, compound, is that for my car?
Right. For sure.
We say compound, we think brick walls.
Yeah, I want somewhere we
gates.
can all go.
Big iron gates.
Is the lady Brooke or the one they talk to in the background Brooke? No, I am Danielle.
Yep, and Brooke
is my daughter. Our daughter.
Over there.
Yes.
On the other side.
Are you new to us, Lynn? Because I'm not on the channel a lot. Brooke does most of the videos. This is just a mom and dad Q&A time.
But I think Em asked a question that she didn't know how to play.
Did
somebody answer her? Yeah,
you pick which one's live.
We're
finishing anyway. We're on our last one.
Sorry you missed it.
And Hannah's here.
Hey.
Okay, so which one was the lie? Yes, Brian does wish to turn his used car business over to his sons. In fact, his car business has sons in the name.
Yep.
And you are correct. We do not hope to retire with a house on the lake.
Yeah, and I think it was Palmetto that said retirement What?
Yeah, I was
It
agreeing
is.
with you. We
Yeah,
have no plans on
retirement's a
retiring.
lie. You're right.
Life
No,
is toil.
and you know,
What are we gonna do?
we
Retire and
retire
do
and do what? Sit
Yeah.
around and do nothing
what? Right.
on a lake? Like,
No,
really?
thank you.
Okay, nah.
No interest.
Nope.
Yes, we'd like to work less one day, maybe,
Right.
like for money and do other work things,
You
but
won't
not.
stop me. The only.
No, you better watch yourself now.
What?
Saying you won't stop me.
No, you.
I
Me.
won't stop
Oh, yeah, there could be
you. You
things that
retire
stop
every
me.
Sabbath. That's funny.
right. Only it. Hey, the Father has a plan for
Yeah.
all of us, and I don't know what that plan is. That's what she was trying to say.
Yes.
Because I don't know
Right.
that I'll ever stop working or not. Yeah, I could.
So I know that
I don't-
Palmetto Paratrooper and also celebrate Passover, and you both
Yep.
missed the one about Passover, about how we stay up all night
We stay up all
as
day.
a family, and that's always so fun.
Yes.
Who can afford to retire in this country? Nobody.
Not,
Aw, Lynn, you're new. Thank you for joining us. I'm
Yeah.
sorry I didn't know. Brooke
Yeah.
normally does YouTube, and
Yep.
I'm just along for the ride.
That's
so.
okay though.
Hello.
We're glad you're here.
We're a close community
Yep,
of
we are.
people on Wednesday night that like to hear mom and dad.
Yeah, it's just it's like a little family.
We are. We're
So,
glad you're
welcome to the family.
here. Yes. So cool.
Everybody's family here.
Everyone I know that retired
Mhm.
dies, and I saw that too
I
in the
know.
healthcare field.
Yeah.
And or gets very sick, they just let themselves go.
Yeah.
Oh, good, Hannah, you got
Yeah.
your house rebuilt. That's so exciting.
Oh man, that's great.
I'm so happy for you.
That is
It
awesome.
is. All right, last one. Random facts about us. Here we go. Which one is the lie? Even though Danielle was a straight A student, she didn't graduate high school. Brian doesn't know how to drive stick shift. Brian's family is originally from England. Which one? Last one. Let's see if you guys can do this one. Come on. You guys got this. The first one is a lie. Even though I was a straight A student, I didn't graduate high school. Number 1. Number 3. Number 3. Okay. Interesting. Hello, little green patch.
I don't think they were paying attention at some of the other. They're not catching on.
Well, no. Palmetto Paratrooper said doesn't know how to drive stick shift. That's impossible.
Right.
So he's calling out number 2.
Yep.
And you're right.
Yeah.
That's the lie. Brian does know how to drive stick shift.
Right. But remember, if we go back a few questions.
Well, some people weren't here a few questions ago. They didn't know I was emancipated at 16.
Well,
But if they had thought about that or
right.
heard that,
Yep.
you would have probably thought, oh yeah, she probably didn't graduate high school.
right, and we were talking about me working for a Chevy dealership. So,
Right.
So driving, not knowing how to drive stick, and working for a Chevy dealership in the late '80s, that would have been tough.
Yeah.
Because it was in the '80s, and a lot of stuff was stick shift back then.
Yeah.
Like, man, everybody knew how to drive. I learned how to drive on a stick shift car.
Okay.
I got confused.
So yes, I was absolutely a straight A student,
Yep,
but I
she
did
was.
not finish my senior year.
yep,
I got a GED instead.
yep.
None of my vehicles are manual. Yeah.
I hear you,
We
man.
almost bought a manual the other day to sell, but it was a toss-up. Like, how many people know how to
Yeah,
drive stick
We're a
shift? Are we
little-
going to be able to sell
we're a
it?
little worried to buy a stick. I've sold all automatics. I've sold them, almost 100 cars,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, no stick shifts. I just won't do it. There's like no stick shifts anymore.
Yeah.
But I hear you. I am just waiting for my 3500 Dodge Ram diesel 5-speed.
Do they make them diesel with a 5-speed?
Yeah.
They do.
Oh yeah.
That's not just
the
like a
year
gas
that I
thing?
want, they do.
Okay.
Yeah. I want early 2000s.
Okay. And you can teach all the kids how to drive stick shift.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian's family is originally from England.
Yep.
Yes, he did. He wanted to teach Brooke.
Yeah. Oh, right. We most bought that.
Yeah. That little Saturn, wasn't it?
No.
Wasn't a Saturn. What was it, Brooke?
What was
It
that,
was
bro?
a Saturn.
Yeah, it was a little
Right.
Saturn.
Right. It needed a clutch too.
Yeah, it would have
Clutch
been
was-
easy to fix.
But it had like 60,000 miles on
It
it.
did only have
Like an
60,000.
05 Saturn. And I tried to get it, but they didn't want to sell it for a good price.
He also wants a very old Jeep.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, you
Yeah.
wanted what
We
did
tried
you-
to buy a Jeep. We did. We tried to buy a Jeep too.
What did you want? Not a Bronco. Was it a Bronco?
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I really like the Expeditions.
The older Expedition.
Old Expedition, 4x4, 7.3 diesel.
How did your family come to America?
I don't know.
That's a good
I
question.
have no idea. Both my grandparents have passed, so I wouldn't know. And I don't know. Maybe I'll ask my father next time I talk to him.
Yeah, on a
My
boat.
father knows.
Probably on a boat.
Nope, I think so. Probably back then.
That's
yeah,
funny.
I don't think there were too many like just passenger planes coming back and forth.
Yeah. I don't know my father's side where they're from, but
Yeah.
my mother's side is Austrian.
They're talking about cars. They
Oh.
had me all.
I
And
used-
was talking about a 91 Isuzu.
Uh,
Oh man, them Isuzus, they never stop running.
yeah,
Especially the little Isuzu pickups.
yeah. That's what she's talking about. The Isuzu pickup.
No, she was talking about.
I used to
Isuzu.
have an Isuzu pickup.
Oh,
I want another one.
yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, my friend had one of those. Those things were fabulous.
So now that we're done the game, so the reason that we left at 5:30 this morning was there is a place 2 hours from us that sells like the best watermelons in Texas.
Yeah.
And there's normally a guy, we don't live in a town but close to a small town, and there's a guy that normally sells them every year in the town, and he hasn't been there this year, and we didn't know what was going on.
Yep.
And so Josh was like, I wonder if we go down and get a load of melons, if we could sell them and make some money. And so Josh got his money together, and Brian and I said, well, we'll run down. We love to run out together, and
Yeah.
we'll take the trip. And so we went down and got a whole load of melons, brought them back. We're charging the same that guy charged, which was $15 a melon. They're worth it. They're huge melons.
Some of them are like 30 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, they're like 30-pound melons, some
Yeah.
seeded, which I prefer, and, some seedless. And got him out, and he started selling right away, these melons. Like,
Yeah.
he sold a whole bunch of melons already. We just
Right.
got him back at like 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Yep.
So, that's exciting. That's where we were. My first American ancestor got off the boat in Charleston, South Carolina, and within a month joined the Confederate Army. Lynn says y'all should do a video on how y'all's family came to America. That's interesting. And Scotty said just don't ever stall on a hill with a stick, especially if you're just learning. It's not very good. Very scary when you start to roll backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is scary. There was one time, it wasn't stick shift, or was it? Was it stick shift? When I got stuck at the intersection? Oh, no.
Stuck or whatever.
No, back home.
You lost me.
Was I pregnant with Brooke? And I was driving, and I got stuck at that intersection there by the Mini Mart and the gym. Like, in the intersection, the car stalled, and I couldn't get it restarted. I don't remember. I do remember. It wasn't stick shift. But I once, when I was in my 20s,
That was
my-
in my little Blazer.
it may have been, I got the car
It
stuck.
didn't run right.
It stalled, and I couldn't get it restarted, and I started panicking because I have always dealt with anxiety, and it's a busy intersection, and I'm like, I am stuck in the middle of this intersection, and I don't know what to do. And the guy comes up behind me, and he's like, do you want me to push you off the road? I'm like, please. And he gets in the car, and here I never put it back in park, so I wouldn't have been able to restart the car. So
So basically the car didn't start rolling.
it wasn't on a hill.
Still though.
Yeah. Well.
It still roll.
I may have had my foot on the brake. It's amazing how quickly you can drop your speed without turning on your brake lights in a manual.
Yeah.
Don't teach how to drive a tractor and then drive a manual because that could be dangerous.
Wait, why? Well, I know a lot of tractors are manuals.
Our tractors manuals? We don't have one.
Well, I know someone did. I saw a TikTok recently of someone saying that she had her husband teach her stick so she could drive a tractor, like an actual tractor.
Yeah,
Now the newer ones may not be manual.
Yeah, because we watched those brothers up in Kansas.
They're all automatics.
They're all
Those are
commercial
newer.
though.
They're commercial.
They're big
tractors.
commercial ones, but some of the smaller, older ones that people use, like with brush hogs and stuff, are manuals.
I once got out without putting on the brake. It started to roll. I have thought that I would do that. That scares me. Like we were just looking at houses for the Appalachian Trail trip that we're going to do, and that was one of my things. Like all the houses have like these super steep driveways, and if we go with, I don't want to park on that. I don't want to park on a super steep driveway. I just don't.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see a line graph of how many people learn to drive a manual each year. That's interesting.
Oh man.
We just were reading
I
yesterday
dropped
about
off.
the amount of families that were farmers since the 1800s, and that was
Yeah, yeah, like early 1800s, 90% of people in America were farmers.
crazy. No, 1800s. Did you say 1900s?
No, I said
I didn't hear you.
1800s, early 1800s, 90%. By the 1900s, it was down to like what, 10%
It was
or something?
horrible.
I mean-
After World War II, they said.
After World War II, it was like 2%.
No, it was just
No?
2% in the early 2000s.
I don't
now
know,
it's at
but-
1%.
Right, it's at 1%, early 1800s, 90%.
Some tractors are automatic and some are manuals. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Never driven a tractor. We have a need for a tractor, but just have never gotten one because there are always better things
Yeah.
to spend the money on than a
Yeah.
tractor.
We do. Yep, we need a tractor.
We need to dig out our creek that runs through our property.
Yeah,
It gets flooded there.
yeah, but we need a little excavator for that.
Okay, not
I
just a
don't know.
tractor.
I don't think you're getting a tractor in there, in the creek. Maybe in the middle of summer.
The Industrial Revolution could more accurately be called the agricultural revolution.
Devolution. Yes.
I'm so tired.
Agreed.
Don't use big words,
Agreed,
please.
Scotty.
So tired. No,
Yeah.
that was Palmetto Paratrooper said that.
Oh, that was. Oh, I thought that was Scott.
No.
Oh,
Oh, I almost
sorry.
blocked Scotty.
Oops.
Actually, sorry, Scotty. I wasn't trying to block you.
Oops.
What's that, Brooke?
It is about stick shift. How
What
many
was the
people
answer?
are confident? I don't know. I was still reading it. It's like a 3-minute read.
Oh, okay.
But it says like if they did survey findings. I guess it was written in 2021.
I feel like that's a Gen Z thing, Brooke.
What?
That's a 3-minute read. When did that start? That had to have started.
It's
like
right
Gen
at the
Z.
top of the article.
I know, but we don't look at that and go, how long is this article? Oh, it's a 3-minute read.
Oh, I always
Because
look at how long they
Gen
are.
Z doesn't have time for
I guess
anything.
not.
They don't even have time
If
to
I want
talk
to read
right.
an article, I
They
don't
have
care.
to abbreviate.
I don't care how
everything.
long it is. I'm gonna read it.
Yeah. What do they say? Give us some abbreviations. Some
What?
Gen Z.
Oh, we're gonna play that game next week. I
Like,
think.
oh man.
Use use Gen Z slang in a
yeah.
sentence.
Okay, but there's
I'm
a
like,
difference
what's that
between
mean?
Gen Z and Gen Alpha. I cannot understand Gen Alpha
I
at
think
all.
Bailey hasn't been talking at all, by the way. I think that Bailey the other day called me queen.
Oh,
What did she say, Brooke? Exactly. She was like,
What?
"You go, queen," or something.
Oh yes, well Queen is popular with even millennials.
Okay, well I'm not a millennial. She
No,
called me a
no,
queen.
you're called an exennial. You're like the
Well, no,
Exennial.
because I'm at the
Exennial.
end of the Generation
Yeah,
X.
right.
They said that I was around when technology was coming,
Yeah.
and so that it makes me different than you,
Yeah.
even though we're both Gen Xers.
Yeah, you're an exennial.
I'm an Xennial.
That's what you
Oh.
are.
Okay.
Bailey is here.
So they said 60%. Palmetto said 60% of drivers
Mm-hmm.
under 35 say they're confident driving
I don't know.
stick
That was
shift.
the first one I
And
found.
did you say that that's probably not true? And
There's a
I
lot of
think
liars.
that's not. Yeah.
This is
No
coming from the
way.
same group of people now that need autopilot and parallel park assist and
They don't
blind
even know
spot
if
assist
somebody's
and-
beside them unless
Um,
the mirror lights
I'm
up.
sorry, Bob, but parallel park?
I can. Did I not parallel park when we went to Waco?
Yes, but with a lot of help from the 4 people in the. No, wait. There was someone in the passenger seat and 2 people in
But
the back.
you
She
said,
had
oh, I
people
parallel
in
parked.
every corner.
Yes!
But I parallel parked, didn't I?
Yeah, but I could parallel park if I had 2 people on the side
I think I
telling me.
remember it differently than you. I think I remember our friend who was with us saying, you did that in one shot. Good job.
Yeah, she did, but she also helped you. She was like, go ahead, keep going, turn the
Can
wheel.
you drive stick shift, Brooke?
No.
I win.
I win.
Are you one of those confident under
He's
35?
Palmetto
Well,
paratrooper
you
is
had
sectionally
60%.
and exennial. I don't even know how you say it. Lynn says, how many children do y'all have? We have 10. We have 10 children, aged almost 21.
2 to 20.
Almost 21.
It's not there yet.
Couple months.
2 to 20.
Oh, Palmetto paratrooper
5
says
boys, 5
analog
girls.
childhood and a digital adulthood. Look, our kids will never understand things like Atari.
What's Atari?
How sad.
What's Atari?
What is Atari?
Is
It's
that
only,
Scotty, do you believe
it
this?
is only like the
And
greatest
Karen, Scotty and Karen probably
graphics
know.
genius of all time.
Isn't that sort of your fault for not teaching us?
It's my fault for not teaching them.
Whole position,
Alright. What did we miss here?
Yep.
Oh.
Pong. Space Invaders.
Karen's a baby boomer.
And asteroids, right?
Someone is about to talk themselves into trouble.
Mm-hmm. I wonder.
And I was around for Nintendo though too. In fact, you know what
Doug.
Brian got me for our wedding gift? He found an original Nintendo.
Yeah.
That was, 20 years ago, more
Yeah.
than 20 years ago, but still, it was so
What
sweet.
you wanted?
Duck Hunt. Come on, did anyone else here ever play Duck Hunt? I was so into Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is literally aim towards the TV and you shoot a duck. So, pretty much.
That was really sad to me. We went to like this video game museum,
Yeah.
and they had the duck game there.
Right,
but
they
it
were
wasn't
showing all
working.
the old games.
It wasn't working?
No, I took me and Bailey went there by ourselves, and Mom said you have to play the duck game.
Duck
and
Hunt.
we tried to play the
Duck
duck game,
Hunt. It was
and it wouldn't work.
fun. Yeah.
Duck
No.
Hunt. The
Duck
best.
Hunt. That was a good game.
Classic. Mario Brothers, I know. I spent so many nights playing Mario Brothers. as a
Yeah.
kid.
Pretty sure it's Mario.
Was it Duck Time? Karen
no,
said it was Duck Time.
I
Duck
don't
Time
know.
or
No,
Duck
Duck
Hunt?
Hunt for
Let's
sure.
find out. Duck time or
No,
duck
it was Duck Hunt. Maybe she's talking about something different.
Oh, maybe it's another game?
Maybe.
Is that another game? Maybe it's another game we don't know.
No, I know. It's Duck Hunt.
No.
Oh,
Karen,
another
the one
game.
Karen,
I got you.
right. Mario on Nintendo was fun.
You're
Yeah.
not allowed to say
it was.
Mario.
It's called Duck Hunt.
We just
Yeah.
got told not to say Mario.
Why?
Because Brooke said it's Mario.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mario. Mario.
Fusion Frenzy on Xbox.
Fusion Frenzy.
Xbox wasn't around, I don't think, when I was younger.
Yeah, the early ones.
Maybe
were-
you,
Yeah.
when you were in like your 20s.
I had a PlayStation.
Back in the day. Never played anything
Yeah.
else. I was an only child. I spent a lot of time on video games when I was a kid. And you had,
Oh,
You
man,
had
I had
computers
everything.
and-
I had Atari,
what was
Texas
the computer?
the Commodore 64, and
Did that have
the
games?
Texas Instruments TI-99.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know what I played.
Uh,
The Oregon Trail.
Oregon
Trail. And I tried to buy the kids like this little handheld like Oregon Trail thing. I'm like, so nostalgic. Oregon Trail, die of dysentery, right? And it's not the same thing at all.
Oh, Atari is like
Space
it's a
Invaders,
console.
yes.
Yes.
Asteroids, Defender was cool.
Wait, Atari's like a console?
Yeah,
That's what
older
you
than Nintendo.
Donkey
Okay,
Kong.
I see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we are
When
gonna
when I got left at that arcade.
in
that
Las
was-
Vegas.
Yeah, Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Space Invaders.
How long
Pac-Man.
exactly were you left in the arcade?
don't
And
know.
would you remember?
I remember them just handing us.
Pitfall, yes!
Oh,
Pitfall!
Pitfall. Yes.
You have to grab grab the vine and go
Yeah.
over the alligators, over the crocodiles. Maybe crocodiles.
It was a swamp, so.
Maybe like Amazonian.
Donkey
I can't
Kong was
talk
great
tonight.
fun. Final Fantasy.
Mama. Final Fantasy.
So I love RPG.
All right, we are gonna go to
Yep.
bed.
Um,
What do you got going on this week, Brooke? You're gonna try and live stream again on Friday. See if the
Yeah.
internet works.
I don't know what's going on. Sometimes it's not working in the shelter, but that's sort of like where half the live stream is done.
Yeah, and you guys need to see
Wow.
Java. He's getting so big already.
oh man, he's
He
getting
is.
big.
He's doing so well too,
Yeah.
drinking Mary's milk and doing really good.
I think we're
He
gonna-
actually, he's getting a little rough. We're gonna have to start feeding him from the other side of the gate.
I know that many of you have expressed concern about us having a cow. I don't know if anyone on here,
Not any of them.
but I know that some of you have expressed a concern about Joshua having a 1-week-old calf, and you don't have to worry. It's okay. That's all I have to say about that. It's cool. Everything's fine.
Look, the questions.
Tell them everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
The questions are great. We love the questions. We love people learning from our experiences.
Yes.
But
I do
some
appreciate
of
your
the
questions.
comments have been a little accusatory to the fact that we don't know how to take care of a baby cow.
We have had
Yeah,
several
I-
baby cows here.
It's fine. Java's
He's
doing
fine.
great.
Look, whether we took
Nope.
Java or someone else did, they were getting rid of him. It wasn't our choice to
to
separate the cow from
right,
his mom, okay?
Right.
But we can give him a good home.
Yeah. And the thing is we really take care of our animals well.
We try
so,
to.
I mean, we try to do the best we can.
Yeah.
And it it turns out pretty well, and they're really doing a great job with Java.
They're doing a fabulous job.
Joshua's over there all the time, checking on him and making sure he's fed 2-3 times a day. I mean, Java's got it made.
Yeah, he's having a good old
I
time.
mean,
All of those cows over there are
ideally-
mothering him and parenting him.
ideally, you don't want to separate them from their mother that
No, of
young,
course
but
not.
people choose to do it, and it happens a lot actually with beef cows. So there's nothing
He's
you can
not
do.
a beef cow, but yes.
No, he's not a beef cow, but I'm saying it happens a lot here
I mean,
with.
I don't know the
They
family
do
that
that with
got.
Black Angus.
I don't know
a
the
lot
family
here.
that got rid of him. Okay, I don't know them personally.
No.
But I would assume that the mama's a milk cow and they want the milk. That's what I would assume.
Well,
And that's what people do. Okay, that's what they
yeah,
do.
that's what they. I know. I was there. I met the woman, and I saw the mama cow.
Yeah.
The mama cow. I know that she didn't reject Java because she was a little upset that we'd taken him.
Right.
But we don't know the reason why they got rid of the baby. It could be a very valid reason that they didn't want the baby on the mama. And so I think it's important that we don't judge
Yeah,
the
exactly.
reason that they got rid of the baby cow.
Right.
And we also need to remember that no matter, like Mom said, no matter if we took him or someone else took him,
He was going somewhere not with
he
his
was
mama.
going without his mama.
Right.
So, in a perfect world, the baby cow would have a mama.
And a lot of
Right.
people would have just given him calf replacer, which I'm not going to
Which
get into
is
that, but
Like, yeah.
we have real milk here to give him.
Yeah.
So
That's why we.
we
That's
feel
one
that
of
it was
the.
a good.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that we took him, because we knew that he was going to be able to get Jersey milk, like right from Marigold, which is the same milk or better than the mom he would have been on.
Right, right.
So.
Yeah, it
it's-
is. You know, I just struggle with why people can't keep their comments to themselves when it's not edifying. I struggle
Mhm.
with that because I just wouldn't do that. I personally can't comprehend doing it.
Yeah.
It doesn't line up for me how someone can just tell you that you're abusive or
Right.
unkind to an animal when they.
I think their mother didn't tell them, if you don't have anything nice to say.
I don't remember my
You
mother
won't
ever
say
telling me
anything
that.
at all. No.
But-
my mom didn't either. But
How
I'm just
about-
saying. I guess they did.
How about
You know,
treat
our
others
parents
as you
didn't.
want to be treated?
Right,
How about that?
Right.
Well, and we
Yeah.
don't know the commenters either, but I have found that a lot of times when people are accusing you of either mistreating your animals or they're trying to tell you that you're not taking care of them right, it's because they don't have animals.
It's the same kind of people that
Right.
tell you that you're parenting your children wrong, but don't
But
have
don't have
children.
kids.
I've
We've
always
had
loved that
lots
one.
of people
Oh,
tell us how to parent our children to find out
Yes.
they don't have any. Like, how would you know how to parent a child if you don't even have one?
Although I did see this funniest
No.
video, I meant to save it to show you and I forgot. So it was, they had put Donald Trump in, like it was Donald Trump, but it said, me every time someone tells me when I'm shopping with my kids that I have my hands full.
Ugh.
And then it was Donald Trump going, oh, really? Oh, I never heard that before. I've never heard that before. It was hilarious the way it was
Can
done.
I say that next time somebody
Yeah,
says
you
it?
need to be like,
They
oh,
say it to me all
I've
the
never heard that
time.
before.
I have my hands full. I always say, not really. Like, you don't even know the half of it because I don't even have all my kids with me right now.
Right,
So,
most of the time it's like when we
Yeah.
have 5 or 6
half,
kids,
yeah.
and then you should see their face when we're like, oh,
Yeah.
there's 4 more at home.
Yeah, that's what I tell them. Yeah. If I have 5
So,
I'm like, I have 5
I
more
didn't
at
catch
home.
all of this, but
Yep.
Palmetto Paratrooper, as working in the car field, I can tell you it is absolutely possible for your windshield to explode from the heat, especially if it was a cheap windshield.
Yeah.
And let's see, anything else? Yes. Okay, well, we have to go. But it was so nice seeing you all again. I'm going to
Yeah.
be asleep in the next 10 minutes for sure. For sure.
Good night.
That's just the truth. So y'all have a good night, and we will talk to you next week. Thank you all.
I love y'all. Have
Bye.
a great night.